What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we've got a variety of Destiny 2 related topics to talk about. Some faction consumables, some treasures yet to be discovered, some weird packages in the Postmaster, trials, and a few other things as well. So definitely some interesting stuff. So firstly, something pointed out to me by a user called AstroDudeJam, and this is that some of the ghost shells actually have a node called Crucible Scanner, and this one gives you the chance to obtain additional faction consumables in the Crucible, which is a pretty strange perk. I haven't used this ghost shell myself, and I tried to look up what this actually does, but it seems nobody's actually gotten anything extra to drop from this yet. Obviously, with the word faction in there, you'd assume it's to do with the New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, and Future War Cult. Maybe it'll start dropping next week when the faction rally, of course, goes live. So unless the wording on this perk is slightly off, there must be some kind of consumable which you can get from factions now next week, and has a small chance of dropping with these ghost shells. It's kind of weird because we hardly have any consumables inside Destiny 2. There aren't many, so this would definitely be something new. But let me know in the comment section if any of you guys have used this ghost shell with this perk, and if anything special has dropped from it. It's definitely something quite weird. I think either these consumables are going to drop next week with a faction rally, or like I said, maybe the wording is slightly off and it's referring to something simple like planetary materials or tokens. So next up, it seems there are a few unsolved secrets in Destiny 2, which is to be expected, but one of them is that there are 2 treasure chests or treasures inside the tower, which is pretty strange. They've yet to be found. So one of these treasures is inside the bazaar area, which is where I'm currently now, and it's opened using the dance party key. So the first thing that comes to my mind is maybe you have to get all 26 people in the social space together to dance in one spot, and maybe you get the key from it. But I can't really imagine how that would work. Getting all 26 people, or however many people you can fit inside this tower, would be a massive task. I'm not even sure if you can matchmake or try and join people's instances. Maybe it's possible, but it's definitely something quite strange. The first thing that comes to my mind. There's also another one inside the hangar, which is the opposite area of the tower. Now this one is open using the loot-a-palooza key, which obviously no one knows how to get either. The hangar definitely has some weird stuff going on. You can of course see the football pitch, but something I never really understood was these big panels you can activate. It seems like their only purpose would be to ruin the game of some people playing football, but I'm not sure why they're there, to be honest. There's also some cranes you can climb on and shipping containers, which kind of activate these weird platforms. Again, you can also interact with those, and they kind of move back and forward and separate depending on how the cranes are moving. There's also these orange drones which fly boxes back and forward, but they do kill you if you try and fly out the map with it. I've definitely tried that. But I remember a while ago messing around here and I couldn't really find anything major. There's also a panel here which you can use to call your ship around and actually look at it and inspect it, which is really cool as a feature, but it seems there's something more to this hangar that we definitely can't see right now. So there are 4 things, essentially 2 keys and 2 treasures yet to be unlocked, and it's really weird. Now this is detailed in the official strategy guide a while back. I expected someone to have found it by now, but the fact nobody has maybe tells me this could be time gated, because there are millions of people playing this game every day, so I feel like someone must have found it by now. I mean, the tower is very well detailed, so it's possible it's just well hidden. I've always thought there must be some kind of purpose to completing that Flora's Lava challenge, where you have the super high jump. Like maybe you jump somewhere that you activate something. Right now, all you can do is jump to certain spots and find scannables, which are pretty cool. But I feel like there must be some kind of other purpose to you being able to jump that high. But it's still interesting there are 2 really big secrets yet to be found. Now, something else on a similar topic, a lot of people have started to ask recently is if there'll be some kind of secret exotic quest line similar to the Black Spindle, the Sleeper Simulant, or the No Time to Explain, the ones that are time gated and Bungie turn on a quest one day for you to begin. I remember in a few interviews a while back, Bungie definitely alluded to the fact there will be some kind of time-gated things happening, similar to those quests that were turned on back in the Taken King. They even mentioned them by name, but they could be talking about the events like Faction Rally or whatever else is to come in the future. But we know there are definitely some kind of time-gated events. We just don't know what those are and if they'll include exotics. Obviously, I really hope there are some kind of time-gated quests or missions in this game. The Black Spindle was the very first one for Taken King, and that was discovered about a week after it launched. So Destiny 2 has of course been out for just over 2 weeks, but the Taken King was of course just an expansion, so I could see them holding off a little bit longer for Destiny 2. But maybe things like the loot-a-palooza treasure and the dance party treasure are time gated. These could be examples of that. And of course, back in the Dawning, we had that gift box in the tower which led to the quest, which gave you Lysander's Cry of the Sparrow. So maybe something similar will happen. But of course, at this point, all we can do is hope and speculate there might be some kind of time gated quest in this game. So next up, let's talk about this beta package that I and some of you guys have gotten randomly at the Postmaster and what it is, because I'm seeing a lot of people confused asking about it. So essentially, Bungie is testing their guided game system, which is a form of matchmaking for the Raid, Nightfalls, and maybe Trials as well. But right now, the beta test is being rolled out to between 30 and 50% of certain players who played a lot in the first week of launch and are also in a clan. So it's a relatively small amount of people that have been selected to get into this, and if you've got this package in your Postmaster, it means you've been selected. Now, a lot of people have asked what this thing actually does, because when you grab it, nothing happens, nothing goes into your inventory. So what this package actually does is give you tickets to test out guided games, which is currently in the beta for the Nightfall. So as you can see, if I click on strikes and then click on guided games, the beta, and select the mode, I can pick either Seeker, which is me getting a clan to help me through a Nightfall. This is what you need tickets for, and normally you have 0, but I've got 12 because of that package in the Postmaster. Now this option on the right is guide, which doesn't require any tickets, but I just need to get someone else from my clan to join me, and then we will be the ones helping a Seeker who have tickets on the left. So this is the option for solo players looking for help from a clan, and this is the option for clans looking to help those solo players. And the incentive for clans doing this is they get an emblem right here, which is pretty cool, and also apparently a bunch more rewards that Bungie will be announcing later. But right now, guided games is in the beta for the Nightfall, and then next Tuesday on reset, absolutely everyone is going to be given access to guided games for the Nightfall, and also the raid as well. So essentially, that is how the system works and what these packages do. So something else cool announced was that the map Eternity is now in the competitive playlist and is going to be rotating like the others. So this, of course, was the map that hosted Trials and is set in some sort of 9 homeworld or dimension. The 9 are just a super weird group, like this map and the Spire, the social space, are some of the weirdest, most abstract places Bungie's ever made. It makes me want to know more about the 9, but they're so vague, we know nothing about them basically. But for now, anyway, we can play normally on this very unique map, which is kind of like the Burning Shrine of Destiny 2. And I really like its layout personally. I think it's perfect for Countdown and definitely lends itself to that Mida playstyle we've seen. But I'm sure as the maps rotate, we'll see different weapons be dominant. This week is going to be Altar of Flame, that Mercury map for Trials, so we'll see if Mida is still the #1 choice after that. So next up, something pretty cool is that the dialogue and quotes that characters actually say in Destiny 2 actually varies based on if you're a returning player from Destiny 1 or a completely new player. Obviously, the game can read your account and see if you've played Destiny 1 before or have any veteran awards. So if you're a veteran player, the characters are going to talk to you like you know what's going on. They're going to make references to things that happened back in Destiny 1, like the Fallen, the Vex, Eris Morn, the Taken. If you're new to Destiny 2 and have never played it before, the game is actually going to treat you that way and talk to you like that. So it's going to act like you don't know what the Fallen are, and it will explain things more so you know what's happening and what people in the story are talking about. So when you see things like the Taken, the Fallen, the Vex, the Ghost, and other characters are going to explain things to you a lot more often. Now, this is pointed out to me by someone called ArmyDude300, and this is their video footage I'll play for you guys so you can hear a few clips and see the differences I'm talking about.
Over here, Warlock. My armory is open to you. Follow the path from there. It will lead you through the hangar to the plaza. Ah, Saladin's young wolf. My armory is open to you. Follow the path from there. It will lead you through the hangar to the plaza.
It looked like the Hive were performing some kind of ritual. We should talk to Korra. She knows all there is to know about Hive magic.
No one has seen Korra or Cade since the city fell.
I shudder to think what spell the Hive were casting back there. We should talk to Eris Morn. She would know which Hive god they were communing with.
No one has seen Eris, or Korra, or Cade since the city fell.
Korra.
What do you see?
I don't know. Dimensional rifts. Some kind of magic.
The Taken.
Korra.
What's wrong?
Taken rifts. Defensive wards, too.
The Taken.
What were those things?
The Taken. A mindless army of stolen souls. They will forever be drawn to the Traveler's energy. They are no longer fallen or cabal. A Hive god changed them with the dark powers he stole.
Why are the Taken here? They have no leader. Oryx is dead.
The Taken will always be drawn to the Traveler's energy. They are no longer fallen or Hive or cabal. Oryx changed them with the dark powers he stole.
So it's a pretty cool detail in there based on if you're new or returning. Obviously, I never thought about it myself, but it does make a lot of sense. I mean, you hear things like Shaxx calling you Saladin's young wolf, and that's obviously from Rise of Iron. And they describe how we've faced the Taken before, the Fallen. So it's kind of interesting how they do scale it based on your level of kind of expertise of Destiny. And obviously, new players hopping into this game would have no idea who Eris Morn is, what the Taken are. So it's kind of cool to actually have that introduction. And if you want to watch the full video with all the different clips, of course, I'll link it down below in the description from ArmyDude300. But there you go, rundown of some pretty random but interesting topics. Once again, your support recently has been absolutely amazing, so I really appreciate all the likes and comments and new subscribers. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, a like rating is always much appreciated. Click the image on screen right now to watch another Destiny 2 video from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.